Congratulations, David.
Your father did all the work.
Glad to have played my small part in getting you restored to the role.
Single-handed would be a better description, Henry.
To have you where you belong, as a practicing solicitor.
Oh, we're all very pleased. The staff in Leeds, everybody.
Thank you.
But you can't expect me to take you back into partnership.
The result of Mr. Mayne's activities is that the corruption among public servants has been uncovered and those responsible convicted and imprisoned. That is a service in the public interest which deserves to be recognized and is a crucial factor in our decision to restore his name to the role. You disagree with the committee, Henry?
You must finish the quotation, David. Mr. Mayne's admitted dishonesty in condoning the criminal means used by a member of his staff, Walter Clegg, can be explained but not excused by the tragic death of his wife and son, which precipitated those events. I'm not a young man, David. Having a partner struck off was a blow from which I have not fully recovered, personally or financially. I couldn't run the same risk again.
I might.
As my daughter, I would have thought you might defer to me in this matter.
I'm your partner as well, and a qualified solicitor. I've never married. You'll retire. I have to think about my own future and that of the practice.
If you do take David back into partnership, it will have to be without me.
Well, I'm sorry, Father, but I must consider David's request. At a price.
What price? You paid me nothing when you threw me out?
Termination of partnership was automatic, and your accountant agreed there was no money owed to you.
What price?
What you're striking off costs the Leeds practice in loss of business, permanent loss of goodwill.
How much?
£30,000.
Well, if that's the figure, I'm genuinely sorry, Margaret, but not me. Who could raise that sort of money today?
Father, we ought to be going.
What will you do?
Well, forget Leeds for a start. I began here in London. I'll rent an office, a typewriter, make a few phone calls.
You've a brilliant brain, David, and, oh, you're a good lawyer, the best. You have the contacts. No time at all, you'll be back on top.
I know you'd want an honest opinion from me, David. In professional terms, to use the vernacular of the criminal court, you're an ex-con. I'm afraid you'll never make it.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Henry.
Not in London. Now, my advice is find a nice salaried job with some industrial concern. Work hard, keep your nose clean, and in time this thing will be forgotten.
One client, that's all I need.
And sooner or later you'll have to do something about Clegg.
Yeah, one client, and from that I'll build up the best practice in town like I did before.
Rachel, you used to say that I spent more time with you than any other girl's father ever did.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, come on, love. You've been moody. You haven't said a word to anyone for ages. You won't speak to your mother. Look, I tell you what, I'm going to take the dogs out for a walk on the common. Why not come with us, eh? Like old times.
I'm all right, Dad. Just leave me alone.
Yes, Robert, see you in a fortnight. Well?
The estate agent who used you as a free tax consultant for 10 years says business is slow.
Could be telling the truth.
Brush off, more like. How about you?
Our friendly neighbourhood bank manager can't see me for 3 weeks. That means he's got to get head office clearance before he can recommend customers to have their wills drawn by an ex-struck-off solicitor. Used to get clients recommended by building societies. Now our name is not on the panel of approved solicitors, but I can apply.
It'll come right.
Well, I've got 3 visits to make. Local magistrates' court put our name on the availability list for legal aid defences. John Stoller.
Merchant banker. He won't let you down.
Then I got an appointment with Stephen Howard at the Law Society. Should be all right. It's just to regularise your position.
I'm just going down to Sandra's. I don't know how long I'll be.
thought you were a bit hard on David.
I count him among my good friends. But I can't have him back as a partner, really, Margaret. I'd be permanently worried. Anyway, you weren't exactly easy on him with your £30,000.
I was just being realistic.
You sound like David. Yes?
There's a gentleman asking for Mr. Maine.
Who is it?
Mr. Fisher.
George Fisher, Shelburne.
Yes.
Oh, show him in.
Well, it's a department store.
Not the man his grandfather was, who founded the business, but he's genuine. Oh, come in, Mr. Fisher.
Hello.
You know my daughter.
Oh, yes.
Sit you down.
Thank you.
I'm afraid Mr. Maine is no longer a partner.
I know he's been stuck off. I want to know who's handling his side of the practice.
What's the problem?
He used to do my company work, but clearly that's impossible now.
Well, I should tell you that he's been restored to the role. He's back in practice.
Oh, well, for his sake, I'm glad to hear it. Do give him my best wishes. Who's handling company work in your practice now?
I am.
Well, it's quite straightforward, you'll be pleased to hear. Now, we are a family concern in the conservative tradition. There's 200 on the staff.
There's a story that you know everybody by their Christian names.
Well, I used to. I may not be 100% now I'm older.
But a sound business.
Well, I'm sometimes criticised for not being exactly with it. I value tradition, prudent, proven ways. And I pay my debts, which is why I'm here. Now, 10 years ago, we borrowed money to finance expansion, rebuilding. We had to mortgage the company to do it.
This is quite normal. A mortgage debenture. You owe £500,000 repayable.
Now? Oh, the bank will look after it temporarily. We'll find a new long-term lender when the interest rates ease up a bit.
The bank have agreed.
No, but that's a formality.
What do you want from me?
I want you to go through the debenture deeds, talk through the company position with you, then you come along to the bank with me, in case there's any legal bits and bobs to be tied up.
Yes, but there's a great shortage of cash at the moment, Mr. Fisher. If you haven't already made an arrangement with your bank, well, you could be in for a nasty shock.
Well, we've a good record. We're making profits. We've been with the same bankers since 1878. I'm not worried.
Yeah, but this is a time bomb set to go off very soon. Why don't you have a word with David? He'll know what to do.
David's no longer connected with this practice. Anyway, I think you can safely leave it to Mr. Fisher and me to talk to a local bank manager.
Mr. Jarrett?
No, thanks.
Baxter?
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, that'll be Mr. Maine. Excuse me.
Another one.
Any luck?
With Stoller, the bank's directors don't feel able to recommend.
Bastards.
The bank will be in an impossible position if anything went wrong. It's true. Or we can do the bank's debt collecting work.
Well, you got your first client.
Who?
Jarrett, your inquiry agent friend, brought him along. You take my advice, you won't touch it.
Why?
You'll see. Everything okay at the Law Society?
I'm going to have to go over Stephen Howard's head. Hello, Peter.
Hi. This is Mr. Maine, Mr. Baxter.
How do you do?
How do you do? What can I do for you, Mr. Baxter?
Well, Mr. Baxter walked into my office and asked me to follow his daughter. I told him that round-the-clock surveillance would cost him £100 a day, and he said he could stand 10 days if necessary. So, before he bankrupts himself on his daughter's account, I felt he could use some legal advice.
And why do you want your daughter followed, Mr. Baxter?
I think she's on drugs.
10p a time, that'll be £3, love.
I'll pay you Saturday.
There's 15 quid on the slate already. What does your dad give you pocket money? £2?
I must have them, Mr. Beddoes.
I realise that, Rachel, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So we've got a problem. I've got some barbiturate tablets that you want, but can't pay for.
Please.
Well, you wouldn't expect me to run up a bad debt in my books, would you? Your dad's not the only source of pocket money, you know. You could earn some from me. Wipe the debt out altogether. Do it really well and you're on a bonus. What about it?
What have you done about it, apart from inquiry agents?
Well, the family doctor said there's nothing he could do unless someone was actually ill.
School teacher?
There was no drug problem at Rachel's school.
Unusual school. There are drug clinics. They're very helpful.
Rachel is not some sort of raver in need of a straitjacket.
You know, the clinics are not like that, Mr. Baxter. They're run by highly skilled, patient, dedicated people. Tell me about Rachel herself.
Well, she's 16, intelligent child, likes a good book. Not like some of the youngsters nowadays, only interested in horror comics.
Doing O-levels, is she?
When I say she's bright, that's exactly what I do mean. Always top of her class at primary school, but seemed to lose interest as she grew up.
Truant from school?
There were a couple of letters from the head. She's left there now.
Has she got a job?
Can't seem to make up her mind what she wants to do. I mean, I've always been a good father. She's always had ample pocket money, plenty of warm clothes. I will admit she'd been a bit unlucky with her schooling. We moved about the country quite a bit. Started in Bradford, then the firm moved me down South Luton, then Southampton. 5 years on the road, ended up eventually at Fulham.
Yes.
About 4 years ago, I left the firm, bought my own little business. Newsagent, tobacconist.
What makes you think she's on drugs?
Well, Rachel's always been a quiet girl, but the last few months she seems to have left her sort of withdrawn, life passing her by. Then there the tears for no reason. Well, she was never one for turning on the tap.
She may be just an unhappy teenager.
No, she's let her appearance go, and then there's the abscess on her arm.
Any trouble with the police?
Well, one of her friends let drop that she had been frisked once.
Search her room.
I thought of that. I wouldn't actually know what I was looking for.
Well, I'm an ex-copper, Mr. Baxter. I know a bit about drugs. Now, if she's smoking cannabis, pot or packy black, there'll be homemade cigarette ends with maybe a bit of cardboard on the tip because hash burns hot. Have you seen pills about? They could be amphetamines, pet pills. If you're taking enough of them, the sure sign's big drinks of cider. LSD sometimes comes in cellophane strips. On that strip there's a pill about the size of a large full stop. Micros, dots, or purple pinheads, they call them. You cut one with a razor, it's a trip for two. If you find a syringe, you could be in big trouble. Rachel, keep a diary.
Thank you. Yes, I think so.
Get hold of it. If she's on drugs, there'll be entries you won't understand. Drug taker's code.
That's a policeman's answer, Mr. Baxter. Don't do it.
Why not?
If you search her room, read her private thoughts, what's her reaction going to be?
Well, she's not going to like it, but I mean, it is for her own good.
And if she dislikes it enough to leave home, the only chance you have of helping her will be gone.
Well, what do I do?
What does Rachel's mother have to say about this?
She thinks I'm exaggerating.
Well, you've already rejected the only sensible advice anybody can give you.
Such as?
Go to one of the drug centers.
No, I'm afraid I couldn't possibly do that.
Mr. Baxter, an expert may be able to sort out Rachel's problem. I can't, and I don't think you can.
That's the address of the drug clinic nearest to you.
Yes, well, I'll have to think about it.
And that's £1 note, Mr. Baxter. I'll give you 2 to 1 that if we go down to St. Pancras Coroner's Court before the day's out, they'll be recording a drug death by misadventure on somebody just like your daughter.
Good day to you, gentlemen.
Tell me about the Law Society.
I've got an appointment with the Secretary General himself in half an hour.
See how easy it is? You sell 300 quid of the drugs for me, earn 20 for yourself.
Don't expect me to like it, Mr. Beddoes.
It's better than earning it on your back.
Is it?
Right. 18 on the slate. 2 quid I owe you. Or would you rather have it in kind?
What's the verdict from the Law Society on me?
Let's have a shot from our own drug cupboard, shall we, Walter?
What?
Alcohol, and you better make yours a large one. When you got your suspended sentence, the disciplinary committee made an order that you couldn't work for a solicitor.
They reinstated you. Doesn't that automatically mean I'm in the clear?
Your suspended sentence is still running.
Yes.
And the Secretary General's going to the Council of the Law Society for a special ruling, but he's virtually certain I'll be ordered to sack you.
Good health.
I need it.
Do I take it the bank has turned you down?
Mm-hmm. 2 years ago, they were begging me to borrow more. Expand, they said. Take advantage of the boom. What am I going to do, Mr. Castleton?
That's only the first port of call. When the local boys say no, that's when you need the merchant banks. Fortunately, we have one of the biggest and best in London. They do all our work.
David Main introduced them into the practice.
I'll go and see John Stoller. He'll have the answer.
Why don't you ask David to go with you?
This is my case, Margaret, not his. Not yours, for that matter.
I can't run a solicitor's practice from a residential flat, so I've got to find offices.
£15 a square foot, you need at least 1,000 feet. That's 15,000 a year. £300 a week. Where are we going to find that sort of bread? Come in, Mr. Baxter.
I'd finished at the shop. I thought I'd stop by and just see how much I owe you.
And what happened?
The wife was right. Storm in a teacup. We searched Rachel's rooms. All we found was an old box of my wife's sleeping pills.
Barbiturates?
Oh.
Most sleeping pills are barbiturates. Just as addictive as heroin.
No, Rachel owned up straight away. Said she hadn't been getting much sleep, but worried about not having a job. All perfectly natural.
What about the abscess on her arm?
Mosquito bite turned septic.
You believe that?
Yes.
I should warn you, Mr. Baxter, barbiturates can be more dangerous than so-called hard drugs. If you become dependent on them, it's easy to forget how many you've had, take too many, and die.
Film stars, maybe, not ordinary people. Youngsters like my Rachel hooked on sleeping pills, oh no.
Look, nobody wants to
Do listen to me,
believe
Mr. Main. Rachel has apologised, said she won't do it again. Her word's always been good enough for me. I don't want to give her the excuse of going back on it. No, there's no more work to be done on this case. Just let me know how much I owe you. Close the file. My problem is solved.
I understand the need, but I've my needs too.
I'm not selling again. If I'm caught with any of that hard stuff, they'll put me away.
Who is going to suspect a lovely girl like you? Look, I tell you what, I've just had a call from a pub in the Earl's Court Road.
Everybody knows that place. They're bound to raid it soon.
It's never wrong to be prudent, as my old dad used to say. I'm only sorry I can't help with your problem.
Hello, David.
Hello, Norway.
Can I come in? Mr. Lindstrom's daughter, Inga, is now fully recovered from her marriage and has a 24-hour stopover in London on her way to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And you have no secretary by the look of this room.
One thing at a time, Inga. I've got to find offices first.
How's Walter?
Fine. Why New York?
Father has a client there to do with North Sea oil. I'm carrying messages and papers that could easily go by post.
Why?
Convalescence. Time off.
Mm-hmm. You need that?
No.
Stay on here.
Why?
I need you.
You don't even tell the truth when you say words like that. It sounds personal. But it's only the groan of a rusty typewriter. You've got your license back and you can't find a decent secretary.
Honesty never did pay dividends with you.
Not a telephone call. Not even a postcard.
Did you expect that?
From you? Never. You bought me dinner, a first-class ticket to Daddy, and a few hours I've enjoyed remembering. I never said thank you.
knew you'd be alone. And it isn't my day for getting things right. Inga, my dear, how are you? Yes, I think I shall kiss you.
You're a rake, Henry. I always knew that bland exterior hid a Lothario.
I've always envied men with that reputation. Now it's almost too late.
Boasting again. I suppose you want a drink?
I had an early dinner at the club with that merchant banking friend of yours, which is why I missed the train. And I'd like a large brandy. You used to keep a hind. You know, your friend Stoller said there was no money in the city. Nobody's lending.
Economic crisis. The future's too uncertain.
It will create problems.
Mm-hmm.
Score.
No, thank you.
Your health, my dear. I hope you're back to stay.
Is there anything I can do to help, Henry?
I can't refuse to have you in the practice and then act as if you were still a partner.
There's nothing to stop you consulting an old friend.
A friend in need
is a
damn nuisance.
Henry, you've had too much to drink.
An ample sufficiency. No more. This is a digestive.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do you want, Henry?
I had a brandy, and then I had another. And Dutch courage, they call it. But it's a drug like all the others. Dulls the senses, obscures the difference between right and wrong.
What do you want, Henry?
Only what I'm entitled to. A quiet drink with an old friend.
I sit back and enjoy just that. I don't believe it. Mr. Baxter.
You were quite right, Mr. Main. Rachel has left home. We went to the police. They found her in an Earl's Court pub pushing the filthy things. Trying to sell them.
What drugs?
I don't know. They're analysing them.
Where is she?
Chelsea police station.
You got a car?
Outside.
Wait for me. I'll be 5 minutes. That, Henry, was my first client.
I'm very pleased.
I've got to go down to the police station.
At this hour?
Mm-hmm. Everybody gets the red carpet treatment when you're beginning again. Then finish his brandy, ease him into a cab, see him to his club. Don't go inside. Apart from the fact the club porter's never seen a woman, you probably wouldn't be safe.
That's the nicest compliment I've been paid in years. I thought I'd bide a while for a word with you. You will stay on with David.
Oh.
You see, Clegg won't be allowed to work for him, so he'll be completely on his own. He'll find it going very tough. He'll need all the support he can get.
You can face charges.
No chance.
They're analysing the drugs they found on you. If it's heroin or any other drug scheduled in the Misuse of Drugs Act, you could get 14 years.
I had time to dump them.
With the hard drugs.
Just barbs, that's all. I told the fuzz a friend gave them to me. And there's nothing illegal in that, is there, Mr. Main?
They could take you in front of the Juvenile Bureau.
Not when I'm 17. Next month. They can't even keep me in custody here, can they?
Until they've analysed the drugs they've found on you, they don't know if you've committed any offence. And now your father's here, they'll release you. You can walk out of here any time you like. But I'm a stranger. I've got time on my hands. I'd like to help.
What's to help? I'm a mess. I don't belong.
It's not true. It's not true of anybody.
'Tis of me.
When did you first start taking barbiturates?
I don't know. Saw some in the bathroom cabinet one morning. Thought they'd send me to sleep.
How many do you take now?
I don't count. When things go wrong, and keep going wrong, you get so you have to do something. They just stop me thinking. I'd like that all the time. I know I can't, because I have to do things to get them.
What sort of things? Look, do you supply other people for a dealer? Because that's what the police think. I'm going to get your father to come in now. I want him to arrange for you to see somebody.
White coats and all that?
No, just somebody to talk to.
I don't need a shrink.
You need somebody.
I haven't got any problems.
And that's what everybody reaching for his second gin says, and there are reckoned to be about 1 million alcoholics. If they don't do something, they'll have the same number of barbiturate addicts. Do you want to be one of them? Look, Rachel, you're in a mess, and you need somebody to help you clear it up, that's all. I've had no cooperation from your daughter, and I think she could be a danger to herself. You've got the address of the drug centre. Take her there, now.
Mr. Maine, I know your advice is well meant, but Rachel will be all right now. She's had a fright. She won't do it again.
Listen, Baxter, there are 1,500 hard drug addicts, that's all. Ordinary doctors can't prescribe hard drugs anymore. The law's working for once. Hard drugs are under control. But there aren't any statistics for people on barbiturates. All we know is that there are 19 million prescriptions a year written. Now, all she's got to do is sign on with any strange doctor as a temporary resident, say she can't sleep, and he'll give her a week's supply. And you can't watch her all the time.
Well, if you nick anybody who hasn't got a solicitor, you know the number, George. Thanks. Did you get in to see the new officers?
Yes?
What are they like?
3 bare, lifeless rooms with wooden floorboards and cream walls.
Sounds just like the Scrubs.
A respectable entrance, black and white marble tiles, and an Adam staircase.
Mainly Wren staircases of the Scrubs.
What will you do, Walter, if the Law Society says you can't work here?
Plenty of jobs about.
For a policeman with a criminal record?
The Law Society haven't turned me down yet.
Ah, Rachel Baxter's diary. Her father gave it to me. Words underlined. Translation, please. What were the officers like?
Good morning, Inga. How are you, Inga? Would you really be my secretary? Would you like some money for it? What hours would you like to work?
I can't afford 50 quid a week. You work till you drop, like everybody else around here. Now, what's the beef?
What made me think anything would be different?
I'm glad that's settled. Now, the officers.
Good area. Respectable without being... Oh, what's the word? Flashy.
Uh-huh.
Good enough for expensive clients and won't put off the legal aid.
Ring up and say we'll take them.
But you haven't seen them.
You have.
You'll need the builders. There's at least one room...
Wallace's. They're in the private address book.
£2,000 should be enough for furniture.
Mm-hmm. Check the current account. If it's dodgy, we'll rent furniture. Right. Tell them.
It's got scored barbs from SB. Well, she's got some barbiturates from SB. SB's probably Sammy Beddoes.
Dealer?
Docker's son. Grew up in the East End, saw his father on the take down the docks, decided thieving wasn't for him. I put him away in his first charge of pushing. He's got wiser since. He gets somebody else to take the risks. Keeps K for RO. That's a new one on me. I guess it means Sammy's taking to keeping a knife in case of rip-offs.
I know my English is bad, but rip-off?
That's stealing, often with violence.
Anything else?
He's on the usual con. Giving her credit till she's in over her head. Yeah, she's been pushing the stuff to get out of debt.
What would she push?
Anything. Tiny packets of Chinese heroin, cocaine, maybe in a brassiere. She'd probably have a couple of £100 worth of acid and strips and a bracelet on her arm. And she'll have 40 or 50 barbiturates quite openly in her handbag. Would you like me to call on friend Beddoes?
I
never forget the tour of the nighttime lavatories and phone booths. You know, they shoot a needle straight into the vein, then they wipe the blood off with pages torn from a telephone directory. Some get hepatitis, some die.
No, hello, Peter.
The drugs they found on Rachel Baxter have been analysed. Barbiturates, all of them. The police say they can't bring charges. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. There's a penny anti-crime under the Metropolitan Police Act 1839. Now, the serious offence is pushing those drugs listed in the schedule to the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. And barbiturates are not listed. See for yourself.
You think there's nothing anybody can do? So, Rachel's in the clear. So is the pusher, and the police are helpless. What do you think Baxter will do if Rachel goes back on drugs?
The last resort is to sell the company.
Ridiculous.
Well, business finance has dried up. No one can borrow money at the moment.
If there's no money about, how can we find a buyer?
Well, some people have cash.
You have to find £500,000. If you don't, they may put your company into liquidation.
I'm well aware of that.
The only things that sell today are bargains at rock-bottom prices.
There's one other department store in Shelburne.
Ballinger's? They're our principal competitor.
I'm forced to advise you that your only hope may be to sell your company to them.
Unless David Main could think of something.
He's not a magician. He's just another solicitor. We put our minds to this. If there were an alternative, we'd have thought of it.
All right. Approach Ballinger's.
You're right, no charges. We're in the clear.
You're in the clear.
I did very well. I didn't make a statement. That was much more difficult than I thought. The fuzz can be very frightening.
Fuzz, fuzz, buzz. They can't do anything, I told you.
And I never mentioned your name.
I hope you didn't.
Surely it's worth something.
Look, you did jobs for me and you were paid. But the last job went wrong. I lost valuable merchandise for which I'd given good money. You don't expect me to be grateful.
All right, I'll do another job, if that's the only way.
I can't use you anymore, darling. You've been identified.
All right, I'll pay you Saturday. Promise.
But how can I even supply you, Rachel? Think of the risk for both of us. You didn't tell them my name, and you won't tell them now, will you? That would be unfortunate.
I'm afraid Mr. Main is still at lunch with his bank manager.
Well, would you give him a message for me, please?
Yes, of course.
As to all the police. They acted on information supplied and raided Beddoes.
I'll say one thing for Walter. He doesn't like pushers. What happened?
Well, Beddoes is clever. He keeps the hard stuff elsewhere. Probably in a lockup somewhere under an assumed name. All the police found were 500 barbs.
From what Walter said, that's enough to kill 50 people.
Yes, there's no law against it.
Well, surely they can confiscate.
Well, there's worse to come. Rachel Baxter's been taken to hospital. Unconscious.
Overdose?
They think so.
Where did she get it? Surely her mother and her father, after all the fuss and the arrest...
Well, what could they do? They couldn't lock her in her room. She refused to go to the clinic, insisted she was cured. Apparently, she got up this morning bright, neat and cheerful, like rain after a sultry day, her mother said. She went out shopping, promised to get some eggs and bread. And then she probably went to a GP and signed on as a temporary resident.
Will she recover?
They don't know. And now Baxter's gone missing.
I was told to say I wanted to score some barbs.
How many do you want? 10p a time or quid for a dozen?
I want to talk about my daughter, Rachel.
Rachel? Rachel who?
She just died. shook the powder out of 12 sleeping pills and mixed it with water and injected it. Barbiturates. Barbs. Quid's worth, I think you said.
Look, I'm not responsible for what they do with it. It's not against the law.
I'm glad you mentioned the law, because it seems they can't do anything about people like you. Well, I can. Normally, Mr. Beddoes, I only chat my weight about when I've had a few drinks. I say I'm sorry afterwards. Tonight I'm as sober as a judge, and he won't be listening to any apologies.
Baxter used his fists. Sammy's got a fractured skull. Baxter dialed 999 himself.
Beddoes' condition?
Well, he's not dead. Oxygen machine, intensive care. I've got one of my chaps at the hospital trying to find out.
I'll get down and see Baxter.
Mike, better get back to the office. This isn't the only case I've got on, you know.
Thanks, Peter.
What the hell's in that letter you keep trying not to look at?
It's from Stephen Howard of the Law Society.
Oh, yes?
Dear Sir, the Council have considered your application for consent to employ Walter Clegg. In view of the circumstances, and particularly that Mr. Clegg's period of suspended sentence has not yet expired, the application cannot be granted.
What do I get? A month's notice?
His employment accordingly must be terminated forthwith.
So it's goodbye and amen.
No.
What's this, my cards?
His 2 airline tickets, 6 months' pay in lieu of notice.
This isn't necessary. I knew what I was doing.
Doing for me. Now it's my turn to make things happen. But I need time. You take a rest, a month. When you come back, troubles will be solved.
2135. Thank you. It's Beddoes. He's on the danger list. It looks bad.
At least Ballinger's didn't say no.
These aren't conditions. This is robbery.
Well, it's bargain basement time. Do you have any choice?
They'll buy you out. Pay off the 500,000, take on your overdraft and buy stock at valuation.
What's this about the property?
I'm going to sell.
Sell? But it's a department store that's been part of Shelburne for 100 years. We're making good profits. It's just a temporary cash problem.
But Ballinger say that the only way that they can justify bailing you out is to amalgamate. That way they double turnover with no increase in overhead.
That'll put 200 people out of work.
The alternative, Mr. Fisher, is bankruptcy.
How long's he given us?
48 hours.
I'll call an emergency board meeting.
Don't mention David again. There's nothing he can do.
If Beddoes dies, you're on a murder charge.
Well, that's all right.
You could end up serving life imprisonment.
Well, that's fair. I mean, someone had to stop him. Apparently the police couldn't.
You're taking the law into your own hands is no answer. It just makes more trouble.
Seems we'll never agree, Mr. Maine. If there was a law to take care of people like Beddoes, I wouldn't be here. And maybe Rachel would still be alive. But what do you do when there is no law?
All I need is a few square yards of that bit in the middle.
What?
London. Each of those buildings houses hundreds of people with legal problems. Divorces, contracts, houses to buy, wills to wind up. If I could just have the people from one of those buildings locked in my filing cabinet.
You'll make it. Don't be impatient.
All I have is one client. He could be on a murder charge. I want a sit rep.
I'm Norwegian, not Swedish, and I've never heard of that particular kink.
A sit rep is army slang for a situation report. I want to know about the state of my new offices.
satisfactory.
Mm-hmm. The offices.
I was talking about the offices. The landlord is a very nice man.
Oh, is he?
He says, I can do all the decorations right away. Me. I can. Not you. You have to sign the lease before you can go into possession.
Possession, that's what I've always wanted.
There'll be a rent-free period of 2 months, an absolute prohibition against subletting or parting with possession, but there are certain things you will be allowed to do with consent.
Margaret, just in time for the orgy.
David, I'm terribly worried about a case in the League's office. But I know I have no right to ask your help, and goodness knows, Father... What did you just say?
Just in time for the orgy.
Yes, that's what I thought you said. Well, of course, I would have to tell Father if you did agree to help, but... Oh, hold still, Inga, I'll do it. It's about a department store in Sheldon.
And a man called George Fisher.
Well, how did you know that?
My merchant banker rang. Apologies for not being able to help Henry.
Hold on. Peter Jarrett's on the phone. He's got some news on the Baxter case. And Beddoes died half an hour ago.
You borrowed £500,000 by debenture 10 years ago. Now they want their money back. They're perfectly entitled to it. You've tried to borrow again from every lending house in London and failed. I don't see how David Main or anybody else can help you.
You have 3 alternatives, Mr. Fisher. Sell the company, 200 old friends out of work, shareholders get nothing. 2, liquidation, an orderly, civilized bankruptcy.
I couldn't do that, not while there's an offer on the table.
Not an offer, that's commercial rape.
Mr. Fisher has a duty as a director. He must behave responsibly.
And what's the third?
Don't pay the debenture holder.
That'll only mean bankruptcy.
Not necessarily.
The deed is explicit. Look at it. The law is clear. The debt is due now. Margaret very properly called it a time bomb.
Tell me about the debenture holder.
It's a local manufacturing company. We approached them 10 years ago when we were expanding. They were one of our principal suppliers. They had spare cash. It was tied to a trading agreement.
Ideal situation.
Yes, but they owe their own bankers. They have to have the money.
I refuse to accept that.
David, that advice is irresponsible.
Just practical, Henry.
Look, it is unconventional. Flies in the face of all accepted procedure.
What is it you want to do, Mr. Main?
Tell them you can't pay.
They'll sue, and they'll get their money.
Will they? If you went bankrupt, if there were a forced sale of your stock, how much would you have to slash prices to guarantee selling? 50%? 75%? And who'd buy the property? It's leasehold. What's its value today?
You tell the debenture holder that, knowing there's an offer to buy that will give them their money back in full? It's dishonest.
Oh, don't use words like that, Henry.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
What duty do we owe the debenture holder? None. They've got their own advisors. They can look after themselves. Mr. Fisher does have a bloody great duty to 200 employees who'll be thrown out on the street.
I don't pretend the alternative is pleasant, but it's the only proper course of action in the circumstances.
You'd have to offer them something.
14% interest rate.
We're paying 6.
3-year extension on the loan, your personal guarantee.
I couldn't advise that, David. Mr. Fisher could lose everything.
It depends how badly he wants to keep the ship afloat. 200 jobs alive.
Bankruptcy. A forced sale. Capitulation to my principal competitor. Or dubious, almost deceitful tactics. 18 months ago, I could have had twice this amount from a dozen different sources. Go ahead, Mr. Main.
Well, you'll be up against their solicitors' big London firm, and accountants, walking a tightrope with nothing but bluff beneath you.
Either way, your own methods may be called into question.
And that's where I live, Henry, where the risks are.
And when will you see them, tomorrow?
I'm due in court for a client in the morning in London.
I would have thought that a £500,000 time bomb could take precedence over some court case.
16-year-old girl died of an overdose of drugs. Her father caught up with the pusher who supplied her. He's now on a murder charge.
Do you want any help, David?
You've heard my client's statement to police, sir.
I should remind you, Mr. Maine, that this is a preliminary hearing. My only function is to decide if there is a prima facie case for a jury.
A prima facie case of murder, sir?
Indeed.
In my submission, there is no case to answer on murder.
But your client's own statement said he went straight from the hospital to Beddoes' flat with the avowed intention of attacking him. He accomplished his mission and the victim in due course died. Isn't that murder?
In this case, no, sir.
Tell me why.
Whatever my client's intention, the first person to offer violence was Beddoes, with a knife.
Well, we have only your client's word for that.
No, sir, we have the knife. A knife identified as belonging to Beddoes.
The knife is broken. Your client suffered no cut or other injury?
Only two people know what happened in that room. Mr. Baxter's story is utterly consistent with self-defense. In the absence of any other evidence, you should not commit for trial on murder, sir.
Your client has admitted his intention to cause bodily injury. His victim is dead at Baxter's hands. Self-defense is a matter for the jury.
Secondly, sir, provocation. The period of time which elapsed between the death of Rachel Baxter and the assault on Beddoes was at most 23 minutes, possibly as little as 18. It is established law that gross provocation reduces murder to manslaughter. In my submission, there can be no greater provocation than to bring about the death by drugs of a man's loved and loving daughter.
Provocation, too, is a defense, a matter entirely for the jury, not for my consideration. Gerald Baxter, I find there is a prima facie case of murder. You will be committed in custody to stand your trial at the next session of the Central Criminal Court.
Well, thanks for the help, Margaret, and the research. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sergeant.
Well, David, that was a bit cheeky. First case back on the roll, and you're operating in a gear that most lawyers have never even heard of.
Planned for?
You see, we've got all the evidence in writing. The prosecutor knows exactly how the defense will be run. If there's a fight, the Director of Public Prosecutions will know he hasn't got a hope of a murder verdict from a jury, so he'll agree to appear guilty on manslaughter. And instead of a drawn-out trial with all the gory details, there'll just be a short recital of essential facts by the prosecutor, followed by the most powerful plea of mitigation. At most 3 years.
Well, that's not too long. But when I come out, there'll still be no Rachel.
Thanks, sir.
Mr. Maine, I wonder if I might have a word with you.
Certainly, Mr. Owens.
I have to make a report for the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Mm-hmm.
It's no use pretending you're working, my dear. How long is it?
David's been gone 3 hours.
I'm only surprised he wasn't back in 3 minutes, with the flea in his ear.
I wish to be able to balance his face when I told him to drop dead.
Two years extension, 15% interest.
Mr. Castleton, I think you must be mad not to have this man as your partner. He was quite brilliant.
Congratulations. I'm very relieved.
Oh, we all are.
I shall not be making any charge for my firm's services, Mr. Fisher.
Oh, there's no need for that.
No. If you followed my advice, you'd have had a major disaster on your hands. I trust you'll be suitably generous with Mr. Maine.
No chance. I shall be charging you £5,000. Just send me a cheque.
I'm not complaining.
That is £1,000 an hour, Father.
Hey, look, I've got to go. Hey, forget about London now, Mr. Maine. You set up an office in Shelbury. You'll be on a retainer from me for a start. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You know, Fisher's right. And so are you, Henry. London's going to be a long haul.
You'll give it up?
You know me better than that.
What then?
Well, a retainer from Fisher would finance rent and a secretary.
Fine. But where?
To know.